How's everybody doing today? This is TheStormPow, and I'm here to calmly sit down and record a post commentary for you guys. And this one is about bullying, and this is something that one of my subscribers messaged me and asked me to do a video on. And I'm surprised that I have not done so yet. I have no idea how many videos I've even uploaded. I want to say around 600, give or take. But in all those uploads, I have never once really done this, at least not in a full video form, and talked about bullying, which is something, like I said, that I was kind of surprised to find out that I never did, because I know all of my subscribers have experienced bullying in one way or another, and that could have meant that they were being bullied, or they could have even been the one doing the bullying. Whether you're younger and you're maybe going through it now, or you have recently, or you're maybe older and you experienced it a lot in your childhood, I'm pretty sure all of my subscribers can relate to this, which is why I was surprised I never did this. But without further ado, I guess I'll go ahead and jump right into this and talk about it. But it's been a while since I've done a lot of videos on like just topics like this, so like a post commentary kind of like this. So I'm sorry if I'm not quite in my charismatic, super seductitious StormPow attitude or fluential voice. I don't even know the right term right now. I'm just coming up with stuff off the top of my head like usual. But I will try to make this as opinionated as possible. So anyway, like I was saying, one of the big things about this video that I wanted to, I guess, press on you guys is that we probably have been the bully at one point. So let's not try and act all, pity party, like, oh my gosh, this guy at school won't leave me alone. He does this and he does that. And I'm not trying to downplay being bullied, because I think everybody knows what it's like, and everybody needs to admit that, okay? I don't care how tough you are, how cool you are, how popular you are. You've been bullied at one point or another, and I will go ahead and admit it. I don't really care if some of you guys may look up to me or think that I am cool or whatever. I don't know what you guys think about me. A lot of you guys probably guess that I am a little bit of a nerd, which is very obvious if you look on my channel, but I'll go ahead and admit I've been bullied before. I mean, it was nothing too bad or anything. It wasn't like I was one of those complete outcast kids where everybody in the school absolutely hated you and you got stuffed in trash cans or anything like that. It wasn't that bad. I mean, it's just typical kids picking on each other. I mean, sometimes I got a little bit more of it than some other kids, but I'm pretty sure everybody can say that about themselves for one point or another. I don't think that what I got was anything too much out of the ordinary. I mean, especially with guys are a lot meaner to each other in some sense, especially physically. Like, guys will physically hit each other, whereas girls, usually the worst thing is like, them talking behind each other's backs or something. That's about as far as girl bullying goes, at least until you get a little older. Then, girl fights start happening, and that is a magical moment in a young man's life to witness some of those. I mean, okay, moving on. But what I was getting at is that, like I said, everybody needs to admit that they have been bullied. Let's not try and act like a tough guy or somebody who's perfect and higher up than everybody else, because that's the thing about bullying, is that you do it to make yourself feel higher up than somebody, or make yourself feel better, I guess. And I can say that because I have also been on the side of bullying people before. And again, I don't think that what I did was anything too much out of the ordinary. Again, just guys picking on each other. But I know what both sides are like, and I know exactly what they both feel like. When you bully someone, it makes you feel good almost. I mean, and that sounds really sick and sadistic almost, that bringing sadness upon somebody else can make you feel better. But it doesn't necessarily make you feel good seeing like, oh, they're really upset now because of what I did. It's more like, okay, I just messed with them or did this to them, and they took it like that. Like they didn't do anything back because they maybe feared you for one reason or another. They just didn't want to, I guess, what's the right word? Rebuttal. That's more of an argument term. I was thinking of retaliate. That's a good word. That's what I was looking for. They didn't want to retaliate, and that makes you feel good, is when somebody fears you in one way or another enough to not want to retaliate when you start an altercation with them. And that's what kind of drive or adrenaline bullies get. And that's not necessarily a good thing, but honestly, that is a human nature to feel good when you're higher up than somebody else. And sometimes the only way to get higher up than somebody else is to push them down below you. It isn't necessarily to make yourself better, which that's how it should be. The way to make yourself get that satisfaction of being better than somebody should be to make yourself better, to improve yourself. But the easier way out, and often the one that we always pick, is the one to make somebody else lower. And that's just the honest truth. That's how it works. That's how bullies exist, is because they want to feel good, but they either can't or they don't want to make themselves better. So they make you feel worse. And that's just how it works, guys. So I want you guys to remember that if you're ever in the position of getting bullied. I mean, I know it sucks, and I know that, you know, you can be sitting in a trash can and thinking, oh yeah, he's just stupid because he can't make himself feel good without making me feel bad. I know that's not going to help you out. That's not going to, you know, heal your bruises that you get, heal your scratches. It's not going to put the books back in your hands when they knock them down out of your hands in the hallway. It's not going to fix anything really, but that's the mindset that you have to have. And I just want you guys to know that I promise everything will get better, because no matter how much somebody may pick on you, it could be something every single time they see you, they want to mess with you. I can promise they're going to get tired of it eventually. Okay? It happens. And sometimes it happens sooner than others. It may take a whole year or two for them to get completely tired of you, but I promise they're going to move on to somebody else. Some new kid's going to come along and he's going to be really weird or really smelly, and they're going to decide to pick on him a whole lot more than you. Or maybe you're just going to end up avoiding them more often. Maybe you'll get a schedule change and you'll never see those little punks ever again. But I promise it's going to get better. I really do promise. And I know that that's a really generic thing to say, but I promise it'll get better. So don't beat yourself up about getting picked on right now, okay? And a lot of the times, the best thing to do is to not retaliate. It's to give them what they want sometimes, because a lot of times, unless you are very, very, very confident in your abilities, be they like physical or charismatic, for you to either, you know, physically beat up your attacker or to maybe outwit them you know, like, it kind of depends on the severity of the bullying. Like, if they're just talking a bunch of crap about you and maybe you think you can actually out-talk them in terms of, you know, talking smack back and forth, then you can try, but honestly, I don't recommend it. That's not really the right thing to do, and 95% of the time, it will not go the way you want it to, because, you know, usually, no matter how witty your comebacks may be or how smart you may be or whatever, a lot of the times, the guy who is already on the upper hand is going to win this, unless you just have the best rebuttal ever. Usually it's not going to come in your favor, and I'm just saying that again out of experience. It's not good to try and argue with a bully, no matter how stupid they are or how I guess dim-witted their retorts may be. It doesn't matter. You could have, like I said, the best comeback ever, and it won't matter. They're still going to be the winner. Physically, again, that one you probably should not go for, because odds are, and again, this is just generally speaking, if you are being bullied, then typically it is by someone who is physically more capable than you. Because a lot of people, just typically speaking, if you see a guy who's bigger than you, stronger than you, you're not going to want to make him mad. I mean, that's just typically how the world goes. And you may think you're stronger, or you may think you have good fighting ability, but typically it doesn't work out like that. And that one I'm not speaking so much on experience on, but I'm just saying it's not a good idea to let it escalate to that much anyway, because two, that could end up getting yourself in trouble when it reaches, you know, the physical boundary. If they hit you first, I would suggest not even hitting them back. I mean, don't just let yourself die because they won't quit wailing on you, but at the same time, don't give in to this whole thing and let a whole fight escalate and turn into an all-out brawl where you end up in the nurse's office with a cast or something. And that's a lot of the point that I was trying to make is, like I said, sometimes bullying feels good, but they're going to get tired of you, and they're going to get tired of that feeling. Maybe they're going to grow up a little bit. Maybe you'll even grow up a little bit, and you won't be as easy to make fun of, because, you know, everybody has an awkward phase, and sometimes it's in middle school, sometimes it's in high school, sometimes it's in elementary school. It happens. You have an awkward phase, you're really goofy and easy to make fun of. It happens. So don't think that what you look like or what you are like in any point of school is what you're going to be like for the rest of your life, okay? Don't think like that, because I promise you're going to grow out of all that stuff and you're going to become normal at one point or another. And it may not happen tomorrow, it may not happen next year, but it'll happen eventually, okay? I promise. And if things get bad enough, you need to get a hold of somebody. Get a hold of your guidance counselor, teacher, principal, somebody. I don't care. Just don't do this alone. If it gets bad enough to where you are like crying at night, you're having, I don't know, any kind of emotional problems, because I have seen that happen to a lot of people before, you need to get some help before it turns into that. Or at least as soon as it turns into that. Don't let it keep going on, because I really do promise authority figures can help it out a lot, because that's what they're for. Authority figures are always above the bullies in terms of their self-worth and how they are on the social rankings. I promise, no matter how tough your bully is or how strong he is not going to beat up your principal. Okay? I just want to get that through everybody's skull. So, I hope this video has been enlightening, maybe even a little bit helpful to you guys. And for now, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Hope you have a nice day, and goodbye.